Good morning, Mummy. Okay, I'm gonna do that. What do you call that thing? Under eye technique. But I thought I'd record the whole thing and do a bit of chitty chatty. I'm gonna put my hair back. I'm wearing my sexy leopard loungewear. Funny. Okay, how are we doing? I'm gonna turn this light on. So like, ooh, very bright. Maybe not. I'll just try to see how I go. You see that little flare there? That's from my light over there, but I had to turn one light off, but so I can see. And anyway, I will get started, and hopefully you'll hear me. I think you'll hear me. Okay, what am I doing? I should know this, right? I do this every morning. Step 1, primer. I'm finishing an old Revlon primer that I couldn't get out of the bottle anymore, so I took it out and stuck it into a little jar, and there's only like, see, a tiny little amount left. I get so happy when I get to the end of like a product that I've, used up, because it's very satisfying. And if I use it up, it means I liked it. But also I've been finding that if I don't like something, I mean, not makeup, but like for skincare, I just use it on my body and use it on my hands. And that works really nicely. And my hands love it because now my hands feel nice and soft and smooth. But I don't think there's anything that can be done about, crepey old hands. But I had this one collagen, I don't know, whatever, illuminating all the Lacura caviar thing that I used, that I got, that sounded good, and I used it, and I didn't like it. So I ended up using it up on my hands. I didn't like it on my face, but my hands loved it, and my hands felt very nice after that. So I used that up. Oh, I forgot to put primer on my nose. This is what happens when I'm chatting. Primer on my nose. I stuck my finger in there. I don't like putting my finger in things. Maybe I should get you closer. Maybe I zoom in. Can I zoom in? Huh. Okay, no, I can't zoom. Can't zoom anymore. Zooming is only available on the back camera, it would appear, not in the front camera. But yes, see, primer on, see, it mattifies the skin, which I like because my moisturizer makes me very shiny, and I don't like to look super duper shiny. Okay, I have to think about the steps because I'm talking. Primer, foundation, sponge. Oh, I put some sponges in. I made up a little goodie bag for you for when I see you next week, and it's got a bunch of things, including that Centella essence that I got you. And speaking of essences, while I'm putting on my foundation, what foundation do I want to use today? I will just use, I have no idea what I want to use. I'll use this, use it up. Little sample from Mecca. I didn't like it very much, this foundation. So I ended up mixing it with another foundation that I liked better. And then I used it, and now I like it. But I'm not buying a foundation to mix with something just to like it. But I wanted to try it because it's very hyped up, and a lot of people were raving about it, but I hated it. It was horrible. So I am just putting it on and using it up, and then that'll be the end of it. I didn't want to throw it out. It's expensive foundation, and I didn't want to throw it out. There's no point. I don't like to waste. Bounce the foundation in. Very hard to see without light. But the sacrifices I make for my mummy. Oh, actually, while we're chatting, and I'm doing this, and hopefully I remember to continue to do what I'm doing. See how dark my eyebrows are? I keep forgetting to tell you this, but I have been using a temporary, semi-permanent eyebrow tint on my eyebrows. And so it basically, what it does is it's like hair dye, except that, you know, it's for your eyebrows and you use a tiny, tiny amount. And, you know, you mix it up and then you put it on and then you wipe it off with a cotton pad and water after like 10 minutes. So, you know, it's very fast. But it's good because it darkens up the eyebrows. And if I come real close, you see that spot there? That bit there is where there was no eyebrows. That's just skin. So it does color that back up, which is good. I like that. And then I can get away with, if I'm really lazy or if I'm not wearing anything, then I don't have to put anything on my eyebrows. So see, I did this last night, so it looks very fresh. My lips are dry, so I'll put on some lip gloss, lip oil. Tip: if you want to have really smooth, juicy lips to apply your lipstick on, put on some lip oil or lip balm while you're putting on your makeup. And then remove it, like all the excess, just blot it off when you're done before you apply your makeup. Okay, so this is the foundation. And so this, then what I do is I just powder. I'm using up an old powder. I hit pan. Look, almost done. It's very exciting. And you can powder, you can not powder, up to you. I know you don't like too much powder because you don't like the matte look. But I add glow and I add shine back with my highlighter. I only like glow on my cheeks. And maybe, you know, as I get older and as I get drier, I might want to look glowier, but no, not right now. And the trend right now is actually to look very shiny and very glowy, but that's not for me. Okay, so this under eye technique thing that I've been doing. So this is the skin. Okay, after foundation and after powder. And anyway, so I bought this powder from Shein. So it's the Shein brand, and it's not expensive. And it's, look, if you look at it, see, it's pink. I'll empty, it's a big jar, so I'll empty some into a little container for you so you can do the same thing. And then the technique is basically you get a little like powder puff sponge, and it's a special sponge, not special, but the shape is special because it's got that triangular bit. And so what I do is I just have some on the thing. So I just get some on the corner and press into the under eye. Okay. Press into the under eye. Press, press, press. And it's the pressing motion from what I've learned that's good. So as you can see, so it's, you know, it's pressed. Never mind the dips, that's just my eyes. And then you take a brush, any brush, clean brush. Mine's got powder on it, but it's the same powder, so it's not a problem. And just brush off anything extra. And then that's it. So that's what it looks like. But it looks really nice, like in pictures and in real life and that kind of thing. So that's the technique. I like it. I've only just recently started using it. I've been watching a lot of people talk about it, but I haven't done it until I recently got this powder. It's a little pinky powder, and I think the pinky color like brightens under there, which is part of what needs to be done. So that's it. That's the technique. The rest is just me putting on makeup. So you can stop here, or you can keep watching and listen to me talk to you about anything and everything. Up to you. But here, you can stop here. So next I do my eyebrows. If I do my, okay, not if I do my eyebrows. I do my eyebrows every day. I like having eyebrows. I find I look better with eyebrows. So I'm using a little pencil. I don't really need to today because I, you know, redid the eyebrow tint last night, so it's not critical. But it does, you know, add a little bit better definition. So I do the front and I do that bit. And on this side, I just do the end bit at the tail end there. And then I've been using a brown mascara. This is the one I'm using, the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High. It doesn't matter. You can use anything as long as it's the right color. I have a hard time finding the right color brow gel for me, for my, you know, almost black gray hair now. That's the right color and that's dark enough. So I've switched to mascara, and brown mascara, surprisingly, or not surprisingly, because most people want black eyelashes, is also hard to find. So see, it does darken it. But not critical when I've just done the tint. But this is brown. I also have a black brown, which I haven't used up yet. But the nice thing about mascara is that, you know, for your naughty eyebrows that like to poke everywhere, it stays put, which is nice. Keeps the eyebrow hairs staying put, which is nice. So, eyebrows last a long time. Colored outside the lines. I have to clean that up. Yeah. So the reason I use mascara, I switched to using mascara because I got tired of not being able to find eyebrow gel that matched the color of my eyes, which was very annoying. Lately, I've been using eyeshadow primer. This is a really old one. Eyeshadow primer because it makes my eyeshadow last longer. And I have been liking it making my eyeshadow last longer. I squeeze a little bit on my hand like that, and then I apply with a brush. I know a lot of people like to just apply with their fingers and that, but I don't like to apply with my fingers, so I apply with a brush. I do end up using a bit more product when applying with a brush because the brush does kind of soak it up a bit, but it doesn't matter. I prefer it this way. Oh, speaking of prefer it this way, I think I mentioned yesterday, skin very dry because of the summer. I mean, not summer, because of the winter. So I was watching some YouTube videos. I watch YouTube videos when I'm getting ready. So normally during this time, when I'm not talking to you and making a video, I will watch some kind of YouTube video about makeup or skincare that's educational. Like I was watching this video the other day about collagen and the benefits of collagen and marketing for collagen and what's the difference, and it was by a dermatologist. So the science behind collagen and what works, what doesn't work. Very good. Learned a lot. Anyway, so that's what I normally do. And I can't remember what my train of thought. Yes, so eyeshadow primer. What eyeshadow do I want to wear today? Just brown. I always wear brown. Boring brown. Just plain brown. Brown will match my... Oh yes, so I'm talking about essences. I just remembered. So I watched a number of videos, and they were talking about, you know, essences are very big right now. And we had the whole conversation around essence versus toner, and they're quite similar these days. But the difference between essences from 20, 30 years ago, when I said I didn't like essences. I'm recording a video, darling. I'm just talking to my mom though, so it doesn't matter.
I'm just gonna get 10-15 minutes in on the pedal.
Okay. Sorry, pause there. Steve came in. So you know, I always said I don't like toners. But toners and essences these days have become very similar. And toners and essences, especially Korean essences and toners, very good. Because they put active ingredients now into it. Because before, toners just used to be alcohol. And it was to be the step after cleansing when you know, if your cleanser didn't remove enough makeup for you and it wasn't a good enough cleanser. But these days, cleansers are very good. And, you know, as they say, if your cleanser is not removing all your makeup, then you're using the wrong cleanser. You need to get a good cleanser. And, of course, that silicone brush, you know, I was telling you about, makes a huge difference. Does a fantastic job. So, anyway, I was watching some videos about someone who was talking about dry skin and all that kind of thing. And she suggested layering toners and essences. And I have, you know, a few different toners and essences, and I love them. But I've been only using one at a time as the first step, you know, in the morning and after I cleanse and all that sort of stuff in the evening. And she suggested layering them and being intentional about it. Of course, she was like, oh, you know, I wait 30 seconds and I do 5 layers. And like a gajillion different toners. I'm not going to do that. But I've added, because I was using my Pyongyang toner essence, which is very nice. But remember that Atomy essence that I asked you to get some more for me, and then you said, oh, hard to get and all that sort of stuff, which it was always hard to get anyway because they were silly about like that marketing, whatever. Blush. I'm trying to decide what to use. And anyway, so I dug out my Atomy. I still have one bottle or tube of my Atomy essence. So I dug it out. And the last couple of nights I've been I've been layering my essences, which basically meant that I put the Pyongyang toner on, let it sink in. You don't need to let it dry completely. You know, 10-20 seconds. And then I layered the Atomy Essence. And the reason I layered the Atomy Essence, well, two things. One, I wanted to use another essence, and the Atomy Essence is fantastic. It is the most hydrating essence I have ever used, and my skin loves it. But I'm on my last bottle, so I do need to find something else that's as good as that. But anyway, so I've started doing that, and I layer the Atomy, and the Atomy is actually a little thicker. I'll show you. Hang on. Did you see my messy bed? That was the messy bed. I haven't made the bed yet. Who am I kidding? I never make the bed. My husband is not into bed making, so. Okay, so this is the Pyongyang toner essence toner, and it's Korean. It's all Korean. And anyway, as you can see, very watery. And then this is the Atomy, which you've used before, right? And see, it's kind of a creamy, like see where the Pyongyang runs, whereas the Atomy doesn't. But so I use that second just because it's a little bit thicker. And the general rule, not that it's a real rule, and it's not like it doesn't work if you do it that way, is thinnest to thickest. Which is, you know, I follow and I do find it does work. But it doesn't matter. If you forget a step and you go back, it's still gonna penetrate your skin, whatever. But anyway, I'm finding layering the essences has really helped. And I'm only layering 2 essences, and I'm not doing lots and lots of, but I do have the Centella gel, that Skin 1004 Centella. The essence, I love the essence, but they didn't have the essence for a while, so I ended up getting the gel, and I'm using the gel. It's the same thing except in a gel form, and I generally don't like the gel texture. I like the toner texture, which is kind of watery. I like the essence toner, which is a little bit thicker, like thick water. And then I even like the Atomy essence texture, which is sort of like a milk. And then there's gel after that, which is thicker. I don't like gel. I don't know why, but I don't like gel. I'm just like applying a lot of blush. Actually, no, I'm not applying that much blush, as you can see. But this blush, apparently, you don't pick up much on the, I think it's just the texture. You just don't get much on the skin. I mean, on the brush and then on the skin. So you kind of have to go back in. And I'm chatting, so. And I'm almost done anyway. I'm not doing bronzer or contour or anything. Too lazy, can't be bothered. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yes, toner, yes. So gel, the Skin 1004 Centella thing that I got you, I've been using the gel because I originally didn't have the essence, and I'll use it up, and it's fine. It works, but I don't like the texture, so I don't like to use it as much because of the texture, but it works, so I use that as well. So yeah, that's the makeup, and so I do that. So toner essence, and then the Centella gel, blot the excess lip balm off. What lipstick do I use today? Maybe just something simple. Classic red. A standard Deanna red, huh? Yeah, so that's kind of what I do with the essences, and it has worked. My skin yesterday morning, I have woken up and found that it's happier. not so dry, not so flaky. And at the end of the day yesterday, I was noticing that my skin was not as flaky, you know, like, and it shows with when you have makeup on and it's dried and it's flaky. And also, one thing I've noticed is because my skin has been a bit sensitive and, dry and all that stuff happening, I cut back on acid, the HA, the BHA, the salicylate, the glycolate, all that sort of stuff. And I noticed a few days ago my skin was getting a bit bumpy and the texture was no good. So I did a overnight, that Paula's Choice purple, like really high concentration acid serum, the purple one that you apply and a little bit and then you just leave it overnight. You can apply a lot and then wash it off, but I think that's kind of like a bit of a waste of the product. I have The Ordinary version, which is similar, that I bought in the US when I was in the US. Can't buy it here. It's not available for sale. I bought it. I have a bottle and I don't use it much because it's very strong. I only use it once a week. So I use that. Clean face, dry face, apply a little bit, leave it on, and then apply my vitamin A and then my very like overnight hydrating mask. I'm using a Kiehl's one at the moment. It's similar to the Paula's Choice one. Any of those works similarly. Some are better than others, but they work similarly. So I did that, and so and then I've introduced a gentle AHA and BHA back into my routine in the morning, and I'm using some low dosage Paula's Choice ones that I have, that I got in a, like, they're little bottles, a sample. I show you. So is this the Skin Perfecting? I think it comes in a gray bottle now, 2% AHA. This is a liquid, and this is a gel. It was a sample, so I got it in a gel. So Skin Perfecting AHA, BHA. So these are low dosages compared to, that 9% and the 25%, so low dosage. And I use in the morning before after the essence, so essence, acids, vitamin C, and then moisturizer, sunscreen. So what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm putting on a lipstick. I don't know what to put on. Maybe bright. I don't know. Let's do this. Revlon. This is gonna be bright, I think. Ah, yes. Orange. Can't talk and apply lipstick at the same time. A bit of dry skin on the lips. My lips have been dry too. Everything's been dry. So that's it. That's the face that you can see. Oh, and I like to powder my neck because my neck gets a bit shiny as well because of all the sunscreen and the moisturizer. So what I do, and I know this is, I get a little wash face towel because I don't want to get powder on my and foundation and things like that on my clothes. So I do this. Yeah, being a woman, very mafan, right? And then I just get my usual powder and I do the neck and the décolleté. Hold on. And then the hair comes back down. And this is me for the day. I will send photos too. Bye, mommy. I love you.